given its history, its geography, the seismicity, its regional and international relations, all of which bear on its ability to utilize nuclear power in ways that would enhance peace within and around Pakistan. To be sure, nuclear power is not the answer in isolation to Pakistan's energy crisis, though it may be part of the answer. So today I will explore a path that Pakistan might traverse, bridging nuclear energy and peaceful coexistence. Let me be absolutely clear up front. This is an exceedingly difficult and improbable path and would require Pakistan to make very difficult choices amongst competing priorities. I wouldn't work at a think tank with peace in the title if I wasn't by nature an optimist. But by profession, I have to be a realist. By the end of the discussion, I hope to have balanced these two impulses. Let me start by painting what I think is a rather grim picture of Pakistan's energy crisis, and the numbers very clearly tell the story. Today, Pakistan generates about 12,000 megawatts of electricity from a combination of oil, hydroelectric, and gas power generation facilities. All of its oil is imported, often at considerable cost. Domestic gas production had been a bright spot in its energy economy, but has fallen precipitously in recent years and is now short about 2 billion cubic feet per day. Notably, much of the gas potential in Pakistan is located in Balochistan, which has experienced a wave of separatist violence, some of which has targeted gas lines and production facilities. Nuclear power currently comprises approximately 4% of Pakistan's electricity generation, which is an order of magnitude less than the other major sources. So against those 12,000 megawatts of generation, average demand is about 18,000 megawatts, meaning that there is a chronic deficit of generation on the order of 6,000 megawatts or more. The result is what is called load shedding, which is essentially a procedure to manage the supply deficit through scheduled blackouts. Now, visitors to posh neighborhoods in Islamabad, Lahore, or Karachi might experience daily load shedding of a couple hours per day, which probably sounds manageable even during the most extreme summer temperatures. And of course, the even more well-to-do in Pakistan have diesel generators that automatically kick in when power from the grid fails. But in less wealthy neighborhoods, and indeed in many cities where there's not a concentration of riches, the experience is quite different. These locales may experience up to 18 hours without power in the worst cases. Now, living in the Mid-Atlantic region, we all know that July can be a little bit hot here. But instead of 90 degrees Fahrenheit with humidity, imagine 113 degrees. That was the temperature in Karachi on June 20th of this year. And concurrently, there was a major power failure. The heat wave there claimed the lives of about 2,000 people. This crisis has grown in scope and scale over the last decade as power demand has consistently outstripped new supply. Slowly, major industries have been crippled for lack of consistent energy. For example, Faisalabad, the third largest city and the center of textile production in Pakistan, has seen massive layoffs as a result of factory closures. By some estimates, about 500 factories have closed in Faisalabad alone. And experts estimate that Pakistan has lost about 4% of its GDP as a result of these electricity shortfalls. Now, the solutions that Pakistan has sought are mostly to increase the supply of electricity. Recently, it tied up a major long-term deal with Qatar for liquefied natural gas. It has pursued a gas pipeline that would traverse from Iran through Pakistan to India. The United States has promoted a separate gas pipeline that would start in Turkmenistan, go through Afghanistan and Pakistan to India. Now, both of these would bring gas and transit revenues to Pakistan if they were built, but they're quite difficult to imagine a gas pipeline transiting Afghanistan today, for instance. There's also a Central Asia, South Asia electricity transmission project in the works that would route 1,000 megawatts of excess electricity generation from Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan to Pakistan during the summer. These are innovative ideas, but they're complicated, and I'd say that their outlook remains fairly uncertain at this point. But Pakistan's energy problem is not primarily one of supply, I would submit. In fact, the installed capacity in Pakistan today, what actually exists on paper, is about 23,000 megawatts, which is greater even than peak demand, let alone the average demand for electricity. Yet, for a variety of reasons, the actual generation is far less. These reasons include an over-reliance on hydroelectric energy, which experiences seasonal fluctuations due to the monsoon. Another major problem is aging infrastructure, to include old hydroelectric facilities that need refurbishing, and a decrepit transmission and distribution system that has average line losses in excess of 20%. The bigger issue beyond supply has to do with poor energy governance and what has become euphemistically known as circular debt. Basically, most people in Pakistan